Justin Trudeau shakes up his cabinet. Women take charge of key portfolios. Tool attacks Trudeau's inexperienced cabinet as a threat to national unity. This is the Great White North Report. Okay, so Justin Trudeau introduced his new 2021 cabinet after the election, and it's going to have a lot of new faces and some old faces. Chrystia Freeland, she's still there as Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance. A bunch of people, all their various roles. You can scroll through all of them. One of the surprises, Francois Philippe Champagne, he used to be the Minister of Foreign Affairs. He got demoted. Now he's Innovation, Science and Industry. I guess that comes from his failure over the Coverix-Bavor. Sean Fraser takes over Minister of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship over from Minister of Housing and Diversity and Inclusion. What a waste of money that one is. Minister for Women, Gender Equality and Youth. Oh, Christ, we got more ministries that are waste of money. Marco Mendicini, he went from being Minister of Immigration down to Minister of Public Safety. Okay. Harjit Sarjan, he was Minister of National Defense. Now he's been demoted to Minister of International Development. He fell from grace thanks to all the witch hunt that's going on in the military. And the list goes on. You can see a lot of women in this. So basically Trudeau's government, his new cabinet, is all about the identity politics that the Liberals ran since they won back in 2016. Diversity and identity politics. Not the best way to run a country, because you're not exactly picking the best of the barrel. Now, Liberals, they have to pick from within their own party. That's why you see a lot of Quebecers in there, and a lot of women. So women take charge of key portfolios in Justin's new cabinet. Signal a new phase of leadership, one expert says. No, it doesn't. The party platform, identity politics. I have nothing wrong with women in the roles myself. My own wife was a very strong woman, but I don't see any Margaret Thatchers in this crop. And just because they're women doesn't mean they're qualified for the job. That's the problem when you do identity politics. You're picking because they're a woman, not because of what they're qualified for. The traditional levers of power in Ottawa: finance, foreign affairs, and defense. So they have the power to spend, make economic policy, the power to manage the country's image abroad, and the power to defend ourselves in a time of crisis. All three are in the collective hands of women. Now, Chrystia Freeland, she's been with Trudeau since the very beginning, and she's been promoted a couple of times. So she's joined by Melanie Joly at Global Affairs and Anita Anand at the Department of National Defense. They hope it's the new norm rather than just a moment in time when we have women in big files and influential power in government. Now, my opinion is if they're qualified, great, that's good. But if they're not, why are they there? Just because they're women. Simple as that. So let's take a look at Melanie Joly. She's in foreign affairs. So she's from Quebec, Montreal. She completed a law degree. So she's just basically a lawyer. And she has been Minister of Canadian Heritage. And then she was shuffled to Tourism, Official Language, and the Francophone portfolio. So basically, and then she's assumed the Minister of Economic Development and Official Languages in 2019. So basically, she's been shuffled around from post to post. And now, because of her performance in Trudeau's eyes, she's been given foreign affairs. So she'll be the fifth person in 6 years to take over that portfolio. And nothing I've seen in her bio on Wikipedia tells me that she's ever had any experience in international affairs. So when I think someone in international affairs, global affairs, I think someone who's done time in consulates and in embassies, spent time overseas, lived abroad for a while, understand how things work. Other than the fact that she's a woman and she's from Quebec. So I would consider her unqualified, but I'm going to give her, let's see what happens. We'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Who knows? She might become the most amazing global affairs minister we've ever had. But we'll see. Let's go to defense. Now this is the one where Anita Anand, there was a huge witch hunt going on in the Canadian military. They're trying to discredit as many senior male commanders as possible. According to my cousins who actually who are female and work in the military. Yes, there is a lot of sexual misconduct in the military. It's always been like that, and it'll always be like that. It also happens in the reverse, they said. But they think there's a witch hunt and a purge going on to get women in the top posts of the military. And this is a step in the right direction for them, for those people. So Anita Anand, she's going to become the Minister of National Defense. She's from Toronto, Oakville, so another liberal stronghold. And she is also a lawyer. Professor of University of Toronto Faculty of Law, specializing in corporate governance and the regulation of capital markets. Well, she should be in finance then, or trade. She's a professional student, holds 4 degrees, Bachelor of Arts, Political Studies, Queen's, Bachelor of Arts, Honors in Jurisprudence, Bachelor of Law from Dalhousie, and a Master of Laws from the University of Toronto. professional student. She got political studies in Queens. Why didn't she go for global affairs? That made more sense. Now, again, the fact that she's a woman and she's from a minority, so she fits all the criteria for diversity and identity politics. Has she ever served in the military? No. She has no experience with our military. She has no experience what they need and how badly run it is from a equipment standpoint. Our military runs on a shoestring budget, and she's in charge of deciding where those dollars go. The future doesn't look too bright for our military right now, at a time when things are really starting to heat up. But let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Who knows? Like I said, she might become the most amazing national defense minister we've ever had. But from what I can see, it's just because she checks all the boxes for identity politics. So let's go back to who's who. There's a couple other interesting ones here. Now, Carolyn Bennett, Minister of Mental Health and Addictions, she's actually a doctor, so she makes perfect sense. Maria Claude Bibeau, I think I did her. She has never worked on a farm in her life or owned a farm, so I don't know how she can be Minister of Agriculture and Agri-Foods. He got demoted, like I said. I'm not going to go through everyone. Stephen Guilbeault, he's the most interesting because he is the Minister of Environment and Climate Change, and he's a Greenpeace activist. So yes, he does understand is he going to be one of those nuts in power? Another guy from Quebec. So he was with Greenpeace, so he does understand climate change, I guess. But is he going to be... You have to balance climate change and all that stuff with our economics. Joyce Murray, Minister of Fisheries, Oceans, and the Canadian Coast Guard. She's from BC. Has she ever been in the Canadian Coast Guard? Served there? No. Has she ever been on a fishing boat? Probably not. Other than a little maybe canoe or a boat. So she has no idea what it takes. Pablo Rodriguez, Minister of Canadian Heritage and Quebec Lieutenant. This was another one I found interesting. He's from Argentina. Also lives in Quebec. He worked in the fields of public affairs and international projects. And he's basically humanitarian causes, focused on helping developing countries in eradication of poverty. So again, this guy is our heritage minister, and how much of the Canadian heritage does he actually understand? That's a questionable call right there. But he checks all the boxes. Hey, he's not born. He's Quebecer, and he's not born in Canada. Makes him diverse. For me, someone who's been a Canadian heritage guy would be someone who's a Canadian historian, someone who's actually worked at some of the heritage sites as a summer job, been in tourism, like Canadian tourism. Like, those are the kind of things I would look for. That's the problem when you're looking at identity politics. You're not looking at who's got the best credentials to work these jobs. You're just trying to fill a gap. So I'm going to take a wait and see approach on these people, because like I said, diamond in the rough, they might be amazing at their job, but we'll see. Now, O'Toole, he attacks Trudeau's inexperienced cabinet as a threat to national unity, and Trudeau is rewarding ministers who have demonstrated incompetence. Well, I don't know about that. We'll see. But inexperienced and ideological individuals. Well, yeah, identity politics. Style over substance. At the moment, I'd have to agree. Now, Anita Anand, she's also been public services and procurement minister during the scramble to buy COVID-19 vaccines. Well, first of all, so Anita Anand, when she was the public services and procurement, in the summer of 2020, they executed agreements with 7 leading CCP virus vaccine candidates. Well, that's because China shut us out. Trudeau was hoping for China to partner with them, and that didn't happen, so they had to scramble. They scrambled to get supplies needed because we gave all our personal protective equipment to China during the early stages of the pandemic instead of saving it for ourselves, closing our borders. So they're giving her praise for scrambling, but you gotta remember, people were making money off this. Companies were switching over to making this stuff to fill in gaps and make money. So they're trying to beef her up there. So we'll take a wait and see approach at the moment, because what else can we do? Everything's set in stone for now. But we'll see how this cabinet fares, and this could make or break Trudeau's the next election. Hey, Canadians out there, let me know what you guys think of the identity politics and diverseness of the cabinet. Leave comments in the comment section. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And until next time, man, this has been the Great White North Report.